Fantastically Fit. Today I am videoing from Vail, Colorado, where I'm doing a little de-stressing myself. I'm visiting my son. We did some snowboarding yesterday and the day before. Today I am kind of just chilling at his apartment and doing some laundry and doing this video for you. We're going to probably do a little shopping later. I'm going to enjoy the day. No stress of work, of having to do anything that I don't really want to do. I can meditate and spend time with God and pray and just de-stress and cast my cares to Him, which is what He wants us to do. The Bible says, be anxious about nothing, to cast your cares on the Lord. He gives us the peace that will surpass all understanding. And that's the only way that I really feel like I can totally de-stress, is to give my cares to God. But it also helps me organize my thoughts, and He kind of guides me into what to do, which I really already know to do. Most people know what to do to de-stress. It's just for some reason or another, or choosing not to do it. For instance, 8 hours of sleep. Wow, that would be nice, right? It is. 7 to 9 hours of sleep is a really good number for most people to do pretty well on, and that means quality sleep. So if you're somebody who doesn't get enough air in, you're snoring throughout the evening, or your spouse is nudging you to roll over. Or if you don't have a spouse or you don't have a partner, you wake up and you feel really groggy, like you just didn't get any sleep, and yet you were in bed all night. So I recommend to these patients to go ahead and get something called a pulse ox. A pulse oximetry measures how much oxygen saturation that you have. You can buy these from most drugstores. I know CVS, I know Walgreens for sure carries it. You probably can order them online. You just put a little device on the tip of your finger, and it can tell you what your oxygen saturation is. And if it's low, you have a problem. That means you were not breathing well throughout the evening, or you were not getting enough oxygen in. Maybe it had to do with your sleeping posture. Maybe it has to do with the weight of your neck. Whatever the reason is, this is something that should be checked out. Even better than a pulse ox would be to have a sleep study done. Their sleep studies can be done through a sleep study clinic. A lot of places like some of the low T centers and other different types of practitioners can guide you as to where to do a sleep study. These sleep studies don't always have to be done outside your home. They can actually be done inside your home now. They give you the equipment, you hook it up throughout the evening, you go to sleep, you wake up, you take the machine in, and they tell you how well you did. If you're not getting enough oxygen, that can affect how you think. It can affect how you feel. It can affect your blood pressure. And then down the line, of course, we know if we don't feel good and we have poor blood pressure and we're stressed the next morning, that's the start of our day. Then we're going to have trouble with the rest of the day. And then the next week, and weeks turn into months, and months turn into years. And the next thing you know, there are conditions that are being diagnosed, such as blood pressure, cholesterol, diabetes, that can stem from just the fact that you're not getting quality sleep. The CPAP machine is only pushing air. It's only helping air getting through your airways, so your oxygen saturation is high. By the way, most ischemic strokes, which means low oxygen to the brain, happen in the wee hours in the morning, after what was supposed to have been a night's rest or a good night's sleep to recover from your day's activities the day before. So oxygen saturation is important. If you don't want to do a sleep study, or you don't have the means to do a sleep study, I think a pulse ox would be a really good idea to see where you're at on that. So sometimes you can adjust your posture, weight loss can be of value, and then there's some different things that help you not snore that might help you get more oxygen. So that's important in de-stressing. Another thing is, take time for yourself. Set a limit to how many hours you're going to work. If you have one of those jobs that pushes you to the limit to where it's making you have poor or bad health, you're not able to eat properly, you don't have time to eat properly, you're always running, you don't have time to go to the bathroom properly, these things can add up to end up being heart disease or a short lifespan. So if you want to have a quality of life, you might even reconsider your job situation. Not telling you to quit your job, but I'm telling you to reassess it, maybe discuss or think or pray about other options to de-stress. I also like having that Sabbath day. For some individuals it's Sunday, for some individuals it's Saturday, Sunday, Friday, whatever your Sabbath is. That's a day where you're not doing other things that are distracting you from your rest and your meditation or your prayer with God. So please take those into consideration. Stress can be sabotaging your weight loss, your inability to get your blood pressure down. I've had patients that got a CPAP machine who struggle with blood pressure. Within a week, their blood pressure was completely normalized, which tells me that sleep is excruciatingly important to your blood pressure and your stress levels. So please, guys, get enough sleep. If you're trying to lose weight, it's really hard to lose weight if you're going throughout the day with higher cortisol levels, because cortisol is a stress hormone and it's released when your body is stressed. If it remains high, we can have what we call a cortisol weight gain. We can gain weight in the wrong places, and it can be extremely difficult to get off. So whether you're trying to look good, feel good, lower your blood pressure, improve your digestion, managing your stress is really important. It is very important. I can't even really stress that most people's diseases that come in have been perpetuated by stress. If they couldn't, maybe it wasn't brought on by stress, but the disease or the problem itself created more stress, and the stress becomes unmanageable. So at this point, really, prayer is the best way to find yourself, because God will show you the answers on how to de-stress. For the best of health and wealth, have a very blessed day. Dr. Kimberly Vasquez.